Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to Penny's Reading Nook. I'm glad you're here today. I've missed you. And, well, it's still another cool morning outside. So, what better thing to do than to cozy up on the couch and listen to a story, which, guess what? I happen to have. I have a story for you today. And if you see all this other stuff on the table, I have a few activities and a game that we're going to do as well, okay? So, find a comfy spot. You might bring in your favorite stuffed animal and get ready to cozy in, warm up, and spend some time with me this morning, okay? Okay. The name of our book today is called In My Heart, a Book of Feelings. It was written by Joe Whittick and illustrated by Christine Rousey. So, illustrated means that's the person that drew the pictures of the book. You're right. And when it just says by Joe Whittick, she was the author. She's the one that wrote the book, okay? And when we look at it, it's kind of cute, isn't it? You see all these different hearts? How many hearts do you think's there? I don't know. They go from the biggest all the way down to the smallest. I wonder how many's there. Maybe after the book we'll look at that and see, okay? Let's find out. In my heart. Okay. My heart is full of feelings. Big feelings and small feelings, loud feelings and quiet feelings, quick feelings and slow feelings. My heart is like a house with all these feelings living inside. That's a good way of explaining it, isn't it? Sometimes my heart feels like a big yellow star, shiny and bright. I smile from ear to ear and twirl around so fast. I feel as if I could take off into the sky. This is when my heart is happy. Other times, my heart feels strong. I stand up tall as if I can touch the clouds. New people and places don't frighten me. I can do it. Watch me go. This is when my heart is brave. She's being brave. Look at her in her hot air balloon. When I get really angry, my heart feels as if it's going to explode. Don't come near me. My heart is yelling hot and loud. This is when my heart is mad. Because, well, we all get mad sometimes, don't we? We just need to know the correct ways to express being mad. But other times, my heart is cool. I bob along gently like a balloon on a string. My heart feels lazy and slow and quiet as snowfall. This is when my heart is calm. It's a pretty color, isn't it? On harder days, mean words hurt my feelings, and my heart feels hurt too. It's fragile and delicate, but it can be healed with extra kisses. This is when my heart is broken. Unfortunately, we have times like that too, don't we, boys and girls? Some days, my heart feels as heavy as an elephant. There's a dark cloud over my head and tears fall like rain. This is when my heart is sad. My heart doesn't stay sad. Like springtime, after winter, the sun comes out again. My heart grows tall like a plant reaching toward the sky. And this is when my heart is hopeful. Things will change. They always do. Eek! When I see something scary, my heart beats fast. I feel cold, as if a chilly breeze has crawled up my neck, and I run away as fast as I can. This is when my heart is afraid. Well, he's a cute little creature, isn't he? I like the color of him as well. And when it's time for a bit of fun, my heart feels full of giggles and wiggles. Abracadabra! I hop around like a bouncy bunny. This is when my heart is silly. And sometimes I hide my heart away where no one can see, like my own small treasure. I don't want anyone to look at me. And safe on my swing, I can watch the world from up above. This is when my heart is shy. My heart can feel so many feelings, and yours can too. Today, my heart is proud. How does your heart feel? Well, that's a good question. How does your heart feel? I'm kind of like the book. Today, my heart feels proud and happy. I enjoy reading to you, boys and girls. I hope you enjoy listening to them. So that kind of makes my heart happy and full of love and happiness. So, how is your heart feeling today? Think about it. And if you want, have your parents comment on Facebook and let me know, hey, Miss Penny, today my heart feels blah, 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 whatever it is, okay? Because it's okay to feel lots of different things. We just need to know there are right ways and wrong ways of showing our feelings. We just need to talk. Let people know. That's the best way to do it. Let them know how you feel. Well, we were talking about earlier in the book, before I started, we were talking about how they had the different hearts and how they went from the biggest down to the smallest. And I was interested in how many hearts was in the book. So we are going to go and we're going to flip back through the pages one at a time, and we're going to count the hearts. Now, at the beginning of the book, it went from the biggest heart down to the smallest. Now, we're going to start at the back of the book, so that means we're going to go, do you have any idea? I heard somebody say it. We're going to go from the smallest up to the largest, okay? So let's begin. All right. 1, 2, 3, see how they're getting bigger each time? 4, 5, 6, 7, wonder how many? Have any guesses? 8, still going. 9, 10, we're not done yet. 11, 12, we're not done yet. 13, and 14. Whew, there were 14 hearts in that book. That was really cool, wasn't it? We started off from the biggest and went down to the smallest, and then when we were counting, we went from the smallest up to the biggest, and we found 14 hearts in that book. That was pretty cool, wasn't it? That was. All right, time for some activities. And if you saw here on my table, I've got all sorts of things. Well, it's because I couldn't decide what we were going to do. I'm like, there's so many fun things we could do. So I'm going to try to cram a whole bunch of them in this little bit of time, okay? All right. Well, the first thing I've got a set of heart cookie cutters. Now, I got my heart cookie cutters at our Walmart, and I paid 98 cents for them. And if we look, let's see how many hearts I have. And my hearts also go from the biggest down to the smallest, or the smallest up to the biggest. So let's see how many heart cookie cutters I have, okay? 1, Move them around here where you can see a little better. 2. Oh, can we get that to fit in there? Yep. 2, 3, 4. I like to push mine up a little bit like that. 5, 6. I had 6 cookie cutters, and like I said, I got them at Walmart for under $1, and you can do so many activities with a simple set of cookie cutters. One, we could make some cookies, yes, of course, but you could also take your cookie cutters, and when you're having your sandwiches, say you might want a peanut butter sandwich for a snack, you can take your cookie cutters and push them down into your bread, and then you could have a heart-shaped peanut butter sandwich for a snack. That would be a cool idea, wouldn't it? And then there's lots of art projects and math projects we could do. We did one math lesson right there. We went from the smallest up to the largest, and we counted. We found out that I had 6 cookie cutters, so that was pretty good, huh? Well, the next project I had kind of goes with along the same theme of being the smallest to the biggest or the biggest to the smallest. And I have these little white cardboard pieces of paper. Now, Miss Betty at Building Blocks, her dad saves these little pieces for us. And you know what they come from? They are the inside of a pack of cat food. So if you went to the store and you bought some cat food, you might have that little white piece in between the layers of the cat food cans. Well, he saves them for us because he says, you know what? Those little kiddos at Building Blocks, they could do something with those cards. So he gives them to Betty and he brings them to us and we recycle them, we reuse them. So I think that's a great idea. So for this project, I started off by tracing the hearts, okay? I traced the hearts with a pencil. And then I had my friend Miss Pam, because Miss Pam has a very steady painting hand. We all worked together to make these things, and that's fun when you have your friends to be there to help you. So we started off with the smallest one, and then Miss Pam got her black paint and a paintbrush, and she painted the hearts for me. So we have that contrast of that black and white. They talk about that being very important for babies to help get their visual things going, all right? So I thought it was a good way to do that. And you will see my hearts go from the smallest up to the biggest. Now when I get here, you're probably not going to be able to see my ones at the top, but I have 2 big hearts up there. Trust me on this, okay? So for this game, you would take your heart cookie cutters and you could put them in a box if you wanted to, or you could lay them on the table, just spread them out. One way you could do it is you could close your eyes and you could be blindfolded and you could pick a heart. I'm going to pick this heart right here. And then I would pick it up, and what I have to do is I have to find the place where this heart fits, okay? Does that match that one? No, it doesn't match that one, does it? This heart is too big for that heart. Okay, maybe that one right there. Let's see. Am I there? Go this way. No, I'm real close though. But if you look around, you can still see there's some white, so it doesn't fit perfect. What do you think? Do you think I should try this one over here? Okay, I'll try it. Let's see. You were right. It fit perfect. Okay, let's go with one more. So I close my eyes, and I pick up this one. All right, so let's see. Looking at this heart, where do you guys think that heart might go? You tell me. Is it going to go on number 1, number 2, number 3? We already have 4 covered, and 5 and 6 you probably can't see real well. So just looking, where do you think that might fit? You're right. It fits on the number 2, and I put it right there. And it fits perfectly. So see, this is an activity that you can do. It was very simple. We recycled the little inserts from the cat food cans, the package, and we traced the hearts, we painted the hearts, and then you match them up from size. You can go from the biggest to the smallest to the biggest, or start in the middle. It doesn't matter. but it's a good way. You are using your eyes, you're discriminating the smallest from the largest. Okay, you can have fun with that. So that was one activity I had that you could do. Like I said, I just did it with my simple little cookie cutters that I got at the store. So we'll move those out of the way, and then we'll get ready for the other activity I had. Now, I did do one where I took the hearts and I made them, I just traced them on pieces of colored paper. And if you wanted to, you could just make a collage of hearts. You could glue them onto a piece of paper. That looks like a lot of fun there. Oh, isn't that a cute little picture? So you can get creative. You can take a piece of white paper and trace the hearts, and you could paint them or color them with your crayons and cut them out. With Valentine's Day right around the corner, you could get these out and you could make some Valentines for people in your house, for your family members, okay? So that was one thing we had. And then one more activity I had was a game. And I'll show you in a little more detail of that game right there, okay? What this is I took black construction paper and I took my bright colored paper that I had and I took the insides. I think there's a fancy art name for it, and I believe it's called when you have the positive space and the negative space in your art. But I don't want to, I don't want to say something and it be wrong. So what I do with our kids, what I should do is learn about it, shouldn't I? I should look it up and see what it tells me, right? Right, because when you don't know, you need to look it up so you learn something. I'm a firm believer that everybody should learn something every day. You should learn something new every day. But for right now, what we're going to do is we're just going to call this, it's going to be a memory game, and we're going to be using the insides and the outsides of the heart, okay? So what I did for this project, I'm going to kind of slide this up, was I took my smallest, nope, I don't think I took my smallest one. Well, I might have taken my smallest one, let's see. Yep, I used the smallest one. I took my smallest heart cookie cutter and I take a piece of paper. Now, how do you think I get the outside of my heart to look that way with it? I didn't cut it. I cut the hearts out, but I was able to cut the inside out and left that hole. Do you have any ideas how I did that? Okay, let me show you. So the first thing I do is I take a piece of paper and I'm going to cut my paper, okay? Now, ready for the magic? It's going to happen. Are you ready? Okay. We're going to take our paper and we're going to fold our paper in half, okay? Now right here on the fold side, we're going to take our heart cookie cutter. Now I'm left-handed, so I got to turn things a little bit here so I can trace this, okay? But you're going to take your heart cookie cutter, and you see where that point is? It's where half the heart is. And you are going to trace just half of the heart, okay? Get it lined up just right. Whew, kind of hard to do, isn't it? So you're going to take your pencil, and you're going to trace around half of that heart cookie cutter, okay? Now you see that? Okay, now we need to get our scissors, and when we're using our scissors, little hole, thumb, the big hole for your fingers, and it's thumb up, fingers down. Doot, doot, doot. And you want to, two fingers are not going to fit in there this morning. You want to move your paper. You don't want to be cutting like that. That's kind of hard and awkward, isn't it? You want to start there on the fold, and we're going to cut. And what I do, watch, see, I'm turning my paper. Am I turning my scissors? Nope, I'm leaving my scissors in the same spot. I'm turning the paper, and I'm cutting on the line. Okay, so now, you ready? I wonder, I've got a half a heart. What's going to happen next? You're right. When I open it, I'm going to have a whole heart. Right there. There's the inside of the heart. And then when you open this, you have the outside of the heart. Still a whole picture. It's still intact, okay? So you would need your, and if you don't have cookie cutters at your house, you can do this without cookie cutters. Everybody knows how to draw a heart. So if you can draw a whole heart, you can draw a half a heart. Let's do another piece of paper. I'll show you how to just draw a half a heart, okay? So I've got my square of paper. I fold it in half, right? I get out my pencil and I'm going to draw half a heart. Start down low and then I go up and around and then I'm going to slide down the hill all the way to the finish line, okay? Get my scissors and right around we go. And any of these projects that I did today with the cookie cutters can easily be done without the cookie cutters. You just have to get out your pencil and make your own hearts, okay? So there, see, I went from a half to a whole, and when I open it up, I have the outside part of the heart. So I have the outside and the inside. All right, so we've got that done, right? Everybody's on board. We know what we're doing, right? Right. Okay, so let's move those out of the way. And that's where the game comes in. After you've got all your hearts and you've got some black construction papers, what I used, I glued them onto I made little squares and then I glued my hearts on there, okay? And now, when that's all finished, abracadabra, bada bing, bada boom, poof, we have a game. We are going to have a memory game. I call it the inside and outside memory game. Inside, outside memory game. Everybody knows how to play memory, right? You just turn them over. We're going to try to make some matches. And you would think, silly Miss Penny, I would have paid attention to where the colors were, huh? When I was turning the cards over. All right, so then you have them turned over. And now the fun begins. Let's play memory. Oh, there I have the inside of a red heart. Oh, good grief. Where was the inside of the red heart? Or the outside? I need the opposite. We've got the inside. Now I'm looking for the outside. Oh, man. Was it here? Oh, no. I had the inside of a blue heart. So we turn them over. And we just keep going. You know how to play memory. Just keep going till you've made a match. And look, I made a match. Yes, I have the inside of the heart and I have the outside of the heart. And I just made a match. Okay? So you see how much fun you can have, boys and girls? We don't have to have video games. No. We don't have to have store-bought games. No. All we need is our imagination and a few simple art supplies, and we can have so much fun. So, I hope you get busy, and I hope you do some of these things, because it's so much fun. And just like when you cook something, when you cook it yourself, it tastes better. Well, when you make the game, or you make the craft project to give to someone, it's always better when you do it yourself, okay? So, with that being said, I'm going to say bye-bye, butterfly, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Mwah.